Kingdom is a Netflix zombie drama set during the Joseon Dynasty, and it talks about a plague that's taking over Joseon, but it also tells the story of Crown Prince Lee Chung, who is framed for the murder of his father and runs away to the Korean countryside. Now, the countryside is where the plague is really growing, so he's not only trying to control the plague, but also to restore his place as the rightful heir to the throne. One thing I really love about Kingdom is its kind of connection with real history. So in the Joseon Dynasty, there was a disease that lasted almost the entire 500 years, and that was called Hongryok, which today scientists think is something like measles. And King Jeongjo in the mid-Joseon Dynasty really determined to fix this, cure this, set up medical awareness about this disease, and his character is kind of echoed in the Crown Prince character of Kingdom. As much as I love the Crown Prince because he's so handsome, my favorite character is Youngshin, who's a kind of renegade with a mysterious background. You don't know if you should love him or kind of hate him, and for me, those are always the best characters in a drama.
So Ellie, oh my god, I happen to be a fan of Kingdom myself. What are some places you recommend to see the traces of Kingdom in Changdeokgung?
So I'm a huge Kingdom fan myself, as we clarified, and the #1 spot you have to see is actually right behind us, and that's Injeongjeon Hall. And in Kingdom, this is where the Queen Consort actually takes her place as the Regent King after the death of the king, the Regent Queen, sorry, after the death of the king. So you can see her sitting there on her throne, looking all powerful and cool, and that's the perfect place to come and take a picture yourself. Another really great place would be Huwon, known in English as the Secret Garden, and they filmed a lot of scenes there as well with the Queen Consort speaking to her father about how they can kind of take control of Joseon now that the king is unable to do so. So it's kind of where all the bad guys have their secret conversations. And it's really symbolized by Aeryonji Pond, which you'll see with a big pagoda. Changdeokgung is a really great place to film historical dramas and historical movies because it's one of the best preserved palaces from the Joseon Dynasty. So when you're here, you really get a sense of like real history, and you can really imagine how people lived better than I think some of the other palaces. That being said, I do have a relationship with Changdeokgung that's not always positive, in the sense that for me, Changdeokgung also represents how to not curate a palace. There was an issue with curation in the early 21st century where they wanted the palace to look more Korean, because at that point it had been highly influenced by European design. So they actually changed the layout. They took down a lot of walls and things that didn't need to be changed, and were, you know, they had a good foundation and a good structure, and they made it look more traditional, more ancient Korean architectural design. So it's a shame because that modern history, that modern side of Changdeokgung is now lost forever. So that's one part that breaks my heart a little bit, but it is undeniably stunning, and you can learn so much while you're here and really still feel that essence of what it was like to be in Changdeokgung. We just heard about great Korean dramas. How about a Korean movie with hidden figures lost over time? Would you like to hear about the tragic King Sado featured in the movie The Throne, or the tragic life of Princess Dokye featured in the movie The Last Princess?